saw Logan get back on the ice a couple days ago. It's the first time we've seen him. Have you guys gotten a little more clarity?
No,
No.
unfortunately not yet.
Coach, we talked about how teams are playing against you at their highest, and you guys kind of have that challenge. Is it good to have that challenge this earlier in the season to kind of prepare you for playoffs?
No question.
Come against that.
Yeah, no question in my opinion, because then you know you have to keep working and staying focused to be your best. I'd rather our team play hungry teams that are really challenging you every night. It's how you get better. So that's what we're seeing. There's no question, and yeah, I like it for our team. I think regardless of, it's always nice to pick up easy points, but I don't know that does you a lot of good in the long run, right? So I like the fact that we have to work for everything that we're getting, and guys keep stepping up to the plate and getting the job done.
In terms of offensive production from the blue line, who has stuck out for you, whether positively or negatively, compared to maybe what you thought you would get from them?
Our team?
Yeah.
Well, we know our guys pretty good, so I would say Sam Malinsky has stood out and positively, and everyone else is kind of doing what we expect them to do.
Sam, well, the other Sam, he ended up being his first goalie of the night.
Yeah.
Just how do you sort of like 30,000 foot view look at how the season's gone so far this year?
Well, I feel like it's just getting going. You miss all of training camp and the end of your summer training, and then you come back, and then you're out again for another 4 weeks or whatever it was. I feel like his season's just getting started, so tough to evaluate it to this point.
You put the two Sams together, and like the first thing that somebody from the outside is going to say is, well, they're both pretty small, like compared to other defensemen. Just how do you think that pairing has worked so far?
It's been fine. Yeah, but they bring things that other pairs don't bring, right? They're elusive. They can both skate. They can both move the puck. They're both pretty good on the offensive side of things, helping us out. So where they may lack in one area, they're picking it up in another. So just kind of the way the pair's set up for now.
Nate mentioned after the game ended on TNT that you guys have really, really stressed the defensive side of the game this year. And you're saying like the offense is going to take care of itself. Is there more emphasis on that 200-foot game than maybe the last couple of years?
No. But it's what we're stressing, because right out of the gate we've been doing a good job on the offensive side. Doesn't mean we don't go over offensive play, but we're focused again on making sure we're well rounded and what we get out of our checking game. That was another big meeting this morning. It was a longer meeting because there were some things early in the game that we didn't like. We're not doing a review every night now just because of the schedule. So it's kind of like you put things together from 3 or 4 games and show some of it in pre-games meetings in the morning of the games. And then, if it's a couple days between your last review, we go over things from different games. And if I see a trend, then I address it with the guys. And there was some clear distinction between reloading, tracking, getting above pucks right away, and turning it to offense. And then if we're not, then we're giving up scoring chances against or too much time in the D zone. So we show our guys that, and then they run with it for a while and hopefully improve it.
To the effect of that defensive game as well, I feel like a lot of questions have been, okay, how do you get the power play going? But the penalty kill has been performing really well.
Yeah, it's been
What's
great.
working here?
I like the group that we have. I think they're like our team 5-on-5. It's highly committed to doing things the right way, and the attention to detail has been high. There's an intensity to it and a quickness to it that I like. And they've been experimenting with some things too. We get super aggressive one game. We don't like the way it goes. They back them off the next game. I think they're in tune with the pre-scout. But the group as a whole has been pretty dialed in, and I like the guys that are doing it. We have a large group there. We're using all 6D and 6+ forwards on it on a consistent basis. So you get fresh bodies that aren't tired, and they can take some of their energy over to the 5-on-5 when it's done. I think it's a good mix back there right now.
I think Olofsson, I think he's always kind of been a streaky scorer, but I think it's just one goal in the last month. How do you kind of value his season to date here.
I like it. I like it. I want him to challenge himself a little bit more on the offensive side of things. To use his legs to help create offense a little bit more for himself and his line mates. Not just settle for like the easy play offensively, but still being smart with the puck. On the defensive side, he's been outstanding in my opinion. Like he does a lot of little things away from the puck. He's always in the right position, whether it's off the rush or in D zone coverage. He manages the puck really well, never really turns it over for dangerous chances against. So there's a lot that I really like. I want to see his offensive game take another step. He's playing with Colton Brindley now. I think that can be a really good line for us. So giving them some time to find some chemistry, I think, is important. But yeah, I think it's good and strong on one side, and I think it's got a step to take on the other side yet.
Hey,
In the Seattle game, is there a moment you credit as the source of the shift in momentum that tilts the game more heavily in your favor? Or is that something that you gradually build throughout the game?
Yeah, I think you gradually build it. I can't point to one thing. In the first period, we did some good things with the puck. We did some good things in the offensive zone. I felt like they were out skating us and had an intensity to their game on our half of the rink that was leaning in their favor, and they put us on our heels a little bit. And then, but we were close. Like we were doing the right things, and like good attention to detail, but we were getting beat to pucks and we were getting beat in some battles, and they that intensity, they own that advantage for me. So we talked about it after the first. It got better in the second, but then we gave up a couple rush opportunities with a bunch of rebounds that went in their favor, and they take the lead. But I already felt like we were turning the page in the second, and then it took a little while. What I really liked about that game for us is playing from behind. The tendency is to try to do too much, to sort of fragment, go to like individual efforts to try to turn the game around. And we were the exact opposite. I felt like we got more connected as a group, started paying attention to like every area of our game in all three zones. The detail was much better. We definitely got more physical and more intense as the game went on. And then everything started to go in our favor, and we just stuck with it and got the win. So wasn't just coming from behind to get the win. It wasn't just turning it back in our favor. It's how we did it was what I really liked.
a few more guys.
I just wanted to follow up on the details of the 200-foot game. We were talking to Mark Letestu last week, and he was saying that he has to look at the game through a different lens because yes, they're folks on the team, but also development of individual players.
Yeah.
Your experience ECHL, AHL, and looking at things through that lens help you be more detail oriented now at this level.
Well, yeah, I think every level you go up, the more help you have, the more detail goes into the game. Like your East Coast League for a couple of years, I'm coaching by myself. I get 23 guys. And then you go to the American League and you're doing things like off the ice immigration and everything. And then you get an assistant coach. When I was down there for a while, then I had an assistant coach, and it kind of splits the workload. You can pay more attention to some things, and then you go to the American League and get two assistants and a video coach, and you have management takes care of a lot of the off ice stuff. So you're digging in even further, and then you get here, and now you got a staff of 5 or 6 coaches, and a lot of people helping on the outside that you don't have to worry about any of the off ice stuff. And it just allows you to continue to grow and dig into areas of your game. It's all separated and segregated, even though you're all working together. More collaboration and just more minds to kind of solve things and focus on things and notice things, and players included. I think when you get to this level, they're so in tune with what you have to do that they have input in it too, and you're sharing more ideas and what are you feeling, what are you seeing in this situation, okay, well, this is how I think we should handle it. This is more of a collaboration.
Talk about not having been behind in many games this season. How do you guys? I know we talked about like the level maintaining frustration throughout the game. How do you kind of keep that balance when they do come into that kind of situation and use that as more of an energetic force to?
It's just mentality, really. It's the message you send your team. It's the leadership within your team and the message you're sending to one another. Body language, staying positive, and most of it is cured by just belief that you can win if you're down, and And then like, what's the messaging? Like for us last game, it was like, do what we do better and raise the intensity and physicality. It wasn't, and everyone kind of believed in that. They didn't fragment and go into individual type of hockey, and that helped us. And next time we're in that situation, we should be able to draw back on that. And that's why I like everyone playing hard. It gives, every team's going to throw something different at you. It's going to be a different style of game, different type of game, and you got to be able to identify what it is that's kind of hurting you and what you can do to make it better, right? And our team's been really good at that throughout the course of the year, and maintaining focus on what we need to do to have success.